Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Main Character Syndrome. I'm your host, Cheesymanfredo, aka Alfredo Morales. And with me here, as always, is my co-host, Julian. Julian, please speak now, please.
Yep, I am here, and I am ready for an exciting episode of, in my opinion, and I hope that you will think so too, we can get this trending, the most parasocial podcast on the internet. I'm going to keep saying it until it's true.
Until it's true. We're going to keep pushing it. Oh, please call us the most parasocial podcast, please.
Damn.
Yeah, imagine. And, before we move on, I'd like to say thank you to Cam. It goes by at Pulp Director for last week's episode where we talk about Starship Troopers and how you all were watching it wrong, and I was the only one watching it right because I'm too much of a genius, too much of a big brain. I got a big, thick, veiny, girthy brain, unlike your small, flaccid brains. Am I right? Oh my god!
The movie's too funny.
Thank you.
Yeah. Therefore, it can't be political, obviously.
True. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, and that's Spade. Welcome back, Spade. This is your second appearance.
It's my second appearance, and I'm back with a vengeance.
Do you want people to call you Spade? Is that what you go by online? Your Z-less internet celebrity name?
Well, you gotta say the full name. It's SpadeHeart. You gotta say the full name. A pimp named SpadeHeart. Yeah. No, Spade is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just Spade. It's a pimp named Spade.
You're the last Let's Player.
I am the last Let's Player.
Yeah.
I did just post the Super Mega returning video where they got the Dracula Flow guy to introduce them.
That's so cool. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was in that video. I might check it out after this podcast.
But yeah, I am a Let's Player, but recently my past few videos have just been like discussion rants. Or I just do like one recording of a game and then I talk over it instead of like do like a whole series. I haven't started one this year yet because I also wanted co-host, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have more art videos on my channel now. So I'm like, either it's a speed, what do you call it? A speed paint or sketch or whatever. Or
those are popular.
And then the most recent one I did was like I decided to just do the indie game wheel challenge, or I just drew like a section
random indie games,
pick a color and then draw my favorite indie game for that color.
I gotcha. I don't know if I played enough indie games to do a challenge like that. I don't play too much games in general. But what did you say that earlier? You do rant videos. You complain about too many women in the MCU.
I complained about too many people who dislike Kingdom Hearts 3 and Pokemon ORS, and they like stupid bullshit like Power World and Phoenix Rising and all these other in Genshin Impact and all these soulless things that exist.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Damn,
What's your opinion on the Tifa sports bra discourse?
The very important Tifa sports bra discourse.
Does she do sports bras exist in Italy? Then I don't think there's a problem.
I think they do. Isn't it like, okay, she wears a sports bra in her like default outfit, right? That's like,
yeah.
And people are mad about that, which is weird. I mean,
what does
I don't
it look
know.
like? Is that her rebirth design or whatever the new one is?
Yeah, people noticed that her chest was smaller than the quote-unquote canon size, and it was discovered by, just being able to look at how a normal person dressed and looking at the character and realizing, oh, she's wearing a sports bra, as if those didn't exist in the 90s. They probably didn't, I don't know. But now they do, and people are up in arms about it. But also an additional new wrinkle is that the part in the game where they do the flashback and she's like younger? People were saying, oh, we saw cleavage in the preview. Amazing. I love seeing this teenager's cleavage.
They took away the teenager cleavage.
The game came out and she's wearing a sports bra in the final game.
Oh, come on. Her tits are still huge. What are they complaining about?
Still, big.
It's very silly.
Right.
Now she looks like the the model in that the animation that the Italian politician accidentally brought up. Now she looks like that.
Right, exactly. Remember that?
I hope that sticks forever. Replace Eris Dies with that.
Like you could just put like flashing text like "fuck ugly girls now" on Pornhub, and it would fit under this picture.
Fuck ugly girls now.
You know how they are.
There's there are single ugly girls in your area, and all they want is cock. That's real though. That's pretty realistic. That's not a lie. They are in your area. They probably do want some cock.
They're in your area, but all the good girls are taken. So all the good ugly girls are taken.
Ugly girls? I think you mean stylized girls.
Oh, you're right. They're stylized.
Yeah, I don't like ugly girls. I like stylized. I
like girls. Rough, boxy girls. Okay.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Rough, boxy. Oh God. You ever seen the girls with the meme with the girls that like have the kind of like they when they smile, there's like a lot of gum in their mouth, like you see their gums are huge, right?
I like that.
Yeah, and it's funny how like all those women are like married.
Suspicious.
Yeah, that's where I saw someone say the gum is where they keep all that loyalty.
Oh God.
Oh my God, it's a look. Some people are into it. That needs to be adopted. Someone needs to make a new like nerdy girl of the month that has like too much gum in her mouth.
I have seen the opposite of that on DeviantArt. Because I don't know.
No gum, just teeth.
That's not what I mean. There's a artist that keeps appearing on the homepage, who draws like their self-insert like hot girl, like kissing a bunch of like unconventionally unattractive guys.
So like fat bastards or
kinda. So draw herself kissing like Bling Bling Boy, the fat kid from Barnyard, and just like
oh no,
like those kind of ugly characters,
you gotta show
and like
me this.
the villain from Megamind. It's just she just draws her.
Oh no,
Titan.
that other guy.
Yeah, the other
Titan.
guy.
You gotta show me this. I really want to see.
I can show you.
Yeah,
this person
please.
is a genius. Of course, there are people who are like, "Oh yeah, I love this."
I saw a more recent tweet that was talking about a guy whose fetish is that he loves when women do that like spinning into a tornado animation in cartoons. Yeah, so he just draws like women spinning into tornadoes.
That reminds me, last year someone told me about fetish artists who draw women hanging from like high precarious positions. Like a woman is hanging off the side of a building, and like the climax is when she is holding on for dear life, but she only has one finger left. And I'm like,
oh my
that's
God.
perverse. Stop showing me this.
That kind of reminds me of the green text story where it's like the first image is Miku and she's like, but Anon holding hands, it's dirty. And then the second the reply is a guy hanging off by a cliff and he's all like, please Miku, just please help me.
I can't find it. I think
I
hit like show me less like this because I
don't
want to see it anymore.
I didn't want to see this. Damn it. I have a private server where we just post funny fetish porn. That's where you gotta post that content.
Okay, I can do that once I see it again.
Fucking that sounds awesome. We need to meet these people. We need to get them on the podcast as guests. This is gonna be the following guest. It's just these people who draw fucked up. Not even like fucked up. It's just like weirdly specific, you know? You know what I'm saying?
I guess I can't be like, why is this sexual? Because I also have like weird things that I like.
Yeah, so do I.
I am like, what's going on? Why are you like this?
I wonder if there's a guy. Yeah, go on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I wonder if there's a guy who is into drawing like cartoon women waiting at the DMV. Like they're kind of like mad, like you draw I don't know, Dexter's mom waiting at the DMV. She's mad, and it's not even like a from her ass or anything. She's just like sitting down, and she's like kind of like mad that she has to be at the DMV. Or you can just fill the whole room with like different cartoon women. I should just manufacture that guy.
So bad now.
This is reminding me of the guy whose thing is like blonde woman, conventional middle-aged body type. She's either performing a deforestation or buying Wonder Bread.
Oh, you're talking about the Wonder Bread guy. Yeah. That guy's kind of interesting. He's quite the character. I heard him on a podcast once, and I'm like, whoa, this guy sounds kind of like a Nazi. Just hearing him talk, and I guess that makes sense. You got to be kind of a Nazi to be into this stuff. And people did not like that I called him a Nazi.
Deforestation is not sexy.
They didn't like that.
No, they did not like that. That would like his enemy would be like Captain Planet, right? Like, deforestation is not sexy. Get him, fellas. Right. What about the Wonder Bread angle with deforestation? There's not that much of a connection, right? You don't need to destroy a forest to make Wonder Bread, right?
Yeah, I think those are separate. I think it's like one of those white symbolism things. Like for a while, you weren't allowed to drink milk.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, you just remind me of a comic. Really? What do you mean by not drink milk?
You know, if someone saw a picture of you drinking milk, they would be like, excuse me, why do you support white nationalism?
Oh, okay, like a dog whistle. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Although that one's kind of, I don't know. I guess it depends because you're talking about like pictures where it's like those trad wife looking women drinking the milk, and they have like a fucking, I don't know, they have that fucking sun, that Nazi sun symbol in the background or something, or like just like an iron cross.
That is now.
Yeah,
it's attached to some very cool looking images, but then it's like, oh no,
the Nazi sun. No, there was I saw it last.
A nice picture of Ray Ayanami. Holy fuck, what is that?
There was one video I saw. I'm pretty sure it was ironic that it was encouraging like right wingers and Nazis to like get into incest, because they were like the Jew is convincing you to mate with black people instead of your sister. You could create way more smarter babies that way. That's the secret. Like maybe that's why the Jews don't want us to commit incest, because what if the babies come out super cool and epic?
That kind of content is actually very popular. I don't know if people engaging in it realize it's supposed to be like a jab at them, or if it's supposed to be tongue in cheek. Because you see it for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just too kind of like weird. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. You'd be surprised, like what, like people
I have good news.
You found it?
I found it.
Great work.
All right,
great work, Agent Spade.
Here's her kissing. It looks like Bluto or some like ugly like beard guy.
Oh my god. Oh, wait a second. That's that ugly. Okay, so in the original Dragon Ball, there's like a smelly guy that Krillin fights, and I think that's him. Oh my god. Wait, link this guy's account. I need to explore the rest of this.
Yeah, this needs to be studied in a lab.
Because he's drawing like a generic hot anime girl, and then like he makes her kiss like the smelliest, ugliest men from fucking.
And these are like cartoonish kisses, like faces being pulled apart.
Oh my god. That's awesome. That's how Luffy kisses.
Let's see. Yeah, like kissing the wolf from Tex Avery kind of stuff.
Oh my god, this is interesting. You gotta link this guy.
This is a prime example of like men who are afraid to approach women sometimes and like shoot their shot, and then this is the real world example of, I don't know, maybe she likes ugly guys. Just try it. Oh, here's her in Snotty Boy. That's his name from Barnyard.
Oh no.
It's hilarious.
Damn. Oh my god. Yeah, he's drawing himself like pretty consistent. throughout these. So this has got to be like a self insert or just some like OC they're really into, you know.
Here's her kissing the Asian stereotype chicken from Chop Sucky Chooks.
They're all like Asian stereotypes. Oh my god.
Are they?
Oh, she made herself a mermaid.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck? Why? Is there mermaids on the show?
I don't know.
This is so weird. Oh my god.
And she has
please link.
What?
Yeah, link their account. I want to know their name. We gotta promote them.
You want to
by
Layla
Panela. Layla Panela. All right, let's go. No, I think this is awesome.
If you go to her like her
oh wow, that profile picture is great.
If you go to
it's
like
appropriate.
The bottom right corner where her comment section normally would be, it's like, why can't boys look like this? And it's the picture of the fucking barnyard kid.
Oh my god.
Why can't boys?
She's kind of.
There are boys that look like that.
She's creating a new unrealistic male standard. Like, oh god, I gotta have a big nose, ugly teeth, and braces, and orange hair. Like, oh man,
she's into like toxic boys.
Now. Yeah.
She's oh man, I can't compete with this. If this is the standard, I can't compete with this. She says she's an art student. Oh god, what? Yeah, they just make her. She's like kissing like random like fat like fucking cartoon boy characters. This is I wonder what happens. What kind of things have had to happen in this person's life to get to this like conclusion? And I'm not even saying that like as like oh what a freak, but more kind of like like I want to see like a map. I guess I'm more interested in like what the map is because she's like drawing herself kind of like sexy and thick and like almost like
she hates. I guess she likes the contrasts because she hates handsome Prince Charming boys from her bio, but then she's also like a Disney princess ideal like woman shape on her self insert. So it's like what. I don't know. What guy is like, I hate those kinds of women? I don't know.
I wonder what. I love this fucking. Hold up, I'm gonna post it.
Drawing like a hot guy kissing the ugly chick from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
I fucking love this. This like fucking like 3D model like Japanese woman and old like bastard looking guy. This is great. This is what I want my future to be. Oh my god.
I've seen people do this with a coach from Left 4 Dead 2, and it's always fascinating to see.
What the fuck? Oh wait, I'm scrolling through it, and I don't think all the images loaded because she's all like the kind of people that look like me, and there's like no images here. So like maybe that's the joke. Favorite movies: Aladdin, The Mask, Hercules. Oh, all the classics. I see. She's well versed.
So this isn't a younger person. This is like someone in our age group.
It's gotta be. They're saying they're an art student girl with big lips. My old art.
Mr. Did they graduate? Are they working for Disney now?
I think they're not an art student anymore.
How
their teacher was like, "What the fuck is this shit?
What is this? What are you drawing? Why are you always drawing yourself sucking off Pluto?" Oh my god. Yeah, she was even doing it back in her old account too. She was doing like these weird like cartoon like kisses stuff. Oh my god.
Listen,
this is crazy. There's like a fetish for everything.
A picture of yourself having sex with who's that guy from One Piece? He eats stuff. You can't submit that for your portfolio. No, the evil guy from
Wapple. Yeah, Wapple.
How can I
forget? Oh wait, someone should like commission her to like draw like her kissing Wapple. That would be really great.
Yeah, he could like accidentally chomp his teeth on her lips and then stretch them out.
Oh god.
Yeah. I think I should commission her to like draw Ugly Bastardo, like kissing like her son.
Yeah. She might be into that.
or like if someone has to like like get an ugly bastardo picture and like uh like wave it around her nose so she starts like sniffing it and starts like fucking flying over to it like, oh, who's this ugly fat bastard clown character? I need to draw myself making out with it. This is awesome. This is what you really wanted to show us, Spade, or you jump on.
I don't remember how we got here.
We're talking about,
to be honest,
we're talking about like weird fetishes stuff. I can't remember.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was gonna say earlier, and I'll say this now so that when I re-listen to the podcast, I'll remember it. But when we're talking about the Wonder Bread guy, it reminded me of a comic idea I had where like in these ancient archaeologists are like going through the pyramids and they crack open a secret room, and in the room they see like high
stuff.
No.
See, that could have been your comic right there.
that could be another version of that other comic, but like they crack open a secret room and there's hieroglyphs. Like, what do these hieroglyphs mean? And it's like ancient Egyptian woman buying like Wonder Bread in a grocery store,
and all the trees, all the
trees are destroyed.
What do you call them? The hieroglyphs of trees are cut down.
Right, exactly. Yeah, ancient like Egyptian. That'll be it.
That would work because I think Egyptians in the like canon of planet Earth invented bread.
What, Wonder Bread?
Not Wonder Bread, but maybe to them it was Wonder Bread.
What are you talking about?
The canon lore.
Bread originated from Egypt, and everyone else just innovated on that.
Oh, really?
Were they like the main area where they had a bunch of wheat and like, whoa, everybody else was like, what do we do with this crap?
Maybe. I'll have to pick up a history book and double check. But when I was a child, that's what I was told. Bread was invented in Egypt.
Did they invent paper like before everybody else? Or
I remember that they had a textile,
like papyrus
or something.
They had something, that they like wrote on.
We've run out of walls to draw on. Don't worry, I got you.
What if? Now hear me out. We got plants. I don't know much about ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt used to be like the hotness. Everyone was really into that,
Yeah.
I don't see too many people into it like nowadays. It's mostly
they ran out of corpses to steal for museums.
True, exactly. Most times you hear people talk about ancient Egypt stuff is when it comes to like spirit science or like ancient aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Or the enslavement of Hebrews.
Right, exactly. Classic stuff.
Or Napoleon conquering Egypt as he did, as accurately portrayed.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing about that more.
Speaking of conspiracy theories, ironically, the Hebrews have conquered us. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, they control Hollywood. Didn't you know?
Yeah, they control Hollywood. They put their fucking propaganda. It's it's insane how like you notice it's like the people who the whole like push for like kind of like with the anti-Semitism about like, oh yeah, the Jews, they're trying to control everything. It's insane because the most people who say that are Christians who unironically already control everything, and are always in a constant need to like spread their religion.
Oh, but it's fine when they do it. It's different.
Yeah, it's true. It's different. I think the only to make all those like Jewish conspiracies true, we would have to live in a world where Jews like go from door to door asking you to convert, and that just doesn't happen.
See, that's my problem with Christianity is that like Jewish is
they really want to
like
force it on
religion,
you.
So they're just born, and then they kind of don't really care if you are or aren't.
They stick to themselves,
Exactly.
And I think in a perfect world, I think the best Jews stick to themselves, unlike certain other Jews who are causing genocide.
Becoming Jewish just based on race, though.
Oh,
it's concentrated specifically in that area. Like Christians wanted everyone to be Christian because when you're Christian, they can take your property and say it's for God. But I guess Jewish people don't do that. except for where they are literally doing it right now.
Oh yeah, exactly.
On the Gaza area.
Mm-hmm. And you're only really a Jew if it's on your mother's side, right? Because the rules, right? The rules.
I kept thinking. I kept thinking Craig was a person. I was like, what are they talking?
Why is this Craig guy? Is this guy your silent third member? Oh, I'm sorry, Craig. Go ahead. What did you want to say? Oh my god. Hello? You also there?
Hello? Yeah, we're here.
Hello? All right,
yeah, I'm
good.
just waiting for Craig to chime in.
Yeah, hello, Greg. Craig, you there?
You gotta leave room for the gay bear perspective.
I noticed Cam kept talking over Craig, and I was like, when did this guy let him get in? Like, he didn't say anything.
Cam kept talking over me. I had like a well laid out discussion piece about Starship Troopers, and Cam kept buttling in. But you know what? That's fine because I still got to say my point. So whatever. And we're buddies, so I'll let it slide.
I know that was yesterday's topic, but I did
if you have a take, go ahead.
I did like that you were saying they should make the sequel just be because that was that was the propaganda, and this is the guy after that going to the real world because he was inspired to do that, or going to the military,
join the military, joining the bug war, realizing, oh wow, this sucks ass. This isn't that. This wasn't what the movie promised, right?
I was thinking that movie should just be Avatar. It's like, wait a minute, they were like hideous bug people. They're like nice cat people.
They're like sexy bug people. Yeah, actually, that's in the sequel. They're like big bug women with like huge tits, and they kill you by sitting on you.
Like I would have a field day, or your Isaac Hayes. That's the fucking Young. Chef voice actor. Isaac Young, yeah. He would have a field day. It's like, well, they don't. Why did they tell me that in the last movie? But in this movie, they're hot. What's happening to me? He just explode from the contradiction.
I would want Isaac to like watch the other Starship Trooper movies, but then that'd mean I'd have to watch them to just get what he's saying.
Yeah, why is there 5?
I don't know, because they just kind of like played it like kind of straight, like, oh, okay, yeah. They fight bugs. Okay, that's what they just keep on doing in the other movies. Yeah, I heard some of them try to like reclaim the satire from the first one, but it's not. I don't think they do that good of a job. If they did a good job, people would be talking about it. I feel like if those movies were good, people would be talking about them, right?
If those movies were good, I would be shoving my fist up the urethra of every Star Wars fan. Yeah, get a load of this.
Gosh.
Just lift them up like fucking puppets. You put your whole hand in there. Like, check this out, you fucking freaks. Oh my god. So yesterday I uploaded a comic and it's been getting pretty good traction. And it's this one right now. I don't know if you guys seen it.
I have seen
it. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's pretty great. I'll describe it for people who are just listening to this, but it's like a fat like nerd guy in a fedora saying like, why do I have so much trouble with women? And his buddy's like, you know what your problem is? You're still carrying that cursed blade. And he just has this like cursed blade with a mouth that's like violent and has like sharp fucking teeth, and the fat guy's like, oh yeah.
See, it's true, because all these guys, all these incels, they're just carrying these cursed objects. They haven't got rid of them.
If you just stop carrying your cursed objects, you would find it way easier to talk to women. Bro, your cursed blade is scaring the house.
I'm starting to realize that my PlayStation Vita might be my cursed object. I've got to get rid of it.
Ooh,
my cursed object.
Neat theory.
Yeah.
I haven't been getting any matches on like dating apps, and I need to find my cursed object and get rid of it.
It's
it can't be my
Steam really Deck like dating apps. Should I start using dating apps? Am I missing out?
Depends on how handsome you are.
You gotta be like in a good. You gotta be like in a good area. I feel.
I think my area is bad, or I think I'm bad. One of those is true. I have gotten dates and meets and stuff, but yeah, it's tough. I feel like the older people get, the less willing they are to like meet new people.
Mm-hmm.
And even friends, just like it's so, especially off a dating app. I know that's like a dumb thing to go by, but like the profiles that I read are just, you better sweep me off in like one DM or less. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Like, God, okay, that standards are too high.
Yeah.
All right, come on now. Come on, bitch.
And all they do is well, for what I see, I'm speaking about all women, just the ones in this area on some of these apps. They like their first paragraph is talking about like things they don't want. Like, oh, I don't I my mom asked me like, what do you usually see in these profiles? Like, oh, it's always I'm not looking for friends with benefits. I want something real and tangible, and I don't play games. I was like, that's all they ever write.
Oh my god!
It's like, how am I supposed to say anything? You haven't written a single interest about yourself. Some of them are just really blank. Nothing. Some of them are just like, ask me. Some of them are just like, you do all the conversational work.
So like, what if I like to play games?
Yeah, I like to play games, and you put away your fucking Steam Deck. Like, oh, okay, all right, I'm sorry. Fucking I get what you mean, because I was I was using dating apps like back in the day. I actually never got a date ever off of a dating app.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I became not an incel per se, but I was like just fully dedicated to like just making art. And I'm like, well, at least I got this thing going for me.
You refocused. Let's call it that.
Yeah, I refocused. I just had way more easier time getting dates with people that I met in like casual settings. I guess that's like, I mean, that's like the best advice.
Yeah.
Just like meet more people in like casual settings. I come across
better in person than I do in text. That's why I avoid the dating apps, because I tried Tinder once and people would just stop talking to me if I told them, yeah, I'm reading this cool book, or I'm listening to this Girl Boss podcast.
All right, you can do that. Or okay. The next option is become relatively famous online until you got like I guess the type of gendered fan you want to start hitting up your DMs, and then you start from there. Boom, there you go. That's the only way to get women nowadays. You have to be a semi-famous person online. That's the strategy.
Or that is a strategy.
And then Veronica will date me. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. Specifically Veronica.
Yeah.
I've seen that work. I've seen that
work 4 times.
Yeah, I see. No, unironically, I seen 4 different scenarios where that worked. 3 of them fucking like crashed and burned. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
3 of them crashed and burned, but one of them they're getting married, so you know it's something there, you know, right?
Isn't that how Big Joel met his current whatever is going on there?
I don't know.
Maybe.
He was like, "Hey, I'm Big Joel," and she was like, wow.
"Hey, I'm Big Joel," and takes off. They're about to have sex. Take off his pants. Like, oh, I guess he isn't really Big Joel. That's a dumb joke. Big Joel, come on the podcast. Big Joel, come on the podcast. Tell us about things. I want to
hear Big Joel's take on the Isaac Young guy.
Oh no, I gotta. Yeah, I'll tell Big Joel about Isaac Young.
Yeah, keep that under the radar, though. You know,
I wouldn't want to steal.
Wants to make his Isaac Young video essay.
I'm gonna. I was gonna try to once I get more time, because I've just been really fucking busy. I was gonna catch up with all of his articles, and then probably just bite the bullet and read one of his short stories, just so I could just get a fuller picture of this guy, and then I'll like and that hopefully that will light the fire that will catch Isaac Young's attention, you know, to come sniffing my way and be like, all right, here, Mr. Cheesymanfredo, I had enough of you, and then you will hopefully it'll work out, and then we can start our podcast where we watch movies and we give the right wing and left wing perspective.
And both of you play the Flash game, Run the Gauntlet, and you see which one of you drops out first, and then that's how which one.
Both of us play Meat and Fuck Kingdom, and you give the right wing perspective, I give the left wing perspective, right? And he wouldn't like it, because he'd be like, he's going around fucking all these women. Not marrying them? I don't know. I think this guy's kind of a terrible person. And
I want this for every single like piece of entertainment.
Just the left wing and right wing perspective. My left wing perspective, me and the fuck kingdom would be like, well, this guy is always going into things with ulterior motives. Obviously, like his real secret goal, and like the secret sex scene in Me and the Fuck Kingdom is you get to fuck the princess. That's like his ulterior motive, right? And I think that's fucked up. You shouldn't go into relationships that way with ulterior motives. Me and the Fun Kingdom kind of problematic, dare I say. I don't think anyone's ever had that take ever. Am I right?
I don't hear a lot of people talk about Meat and Fuck Kingdom. Actually, I think you are the first person that I've ever like had a conversation with that has played those.
Really? That's
this is your game now.
It's thanks. What's that? There's that one comic by Keebly Art who did the fucking one where it's like a Family Feud, and Steve Harvey's like, name a game you don't want your wife to see you playing, and then he's all like, me and fuck kingdom, Steve. Me and fuck what? I had an idea for a similar joke, but it was like way edgier and awful, and I'm not gonna do it because it's literally the same joke. I just like make the punchline like way edgier, you know, like it would be
Say
Steve Harvey. No, it would be like Steve Harvey would be like, what's the first thing you would do when you see an intruder in your home? And then the guy says, rape him, Steve. And then he's like, wait, what? And then it dings like it's a correct answer. And then Steve is like running like crazy, like running around like, oh my god.
I get it because everybody's a rapist.
Right. Oof. Yeah, that's humor 101. Funniest jokes are rape jokes. Humor, you learned that first day of comedy class. Damn, you made me forget what I was going to look up on Twitter. Oh, yeah, I was going to look up Keebly.
The comedy drill sergeant gets in your face and says, now what if I raped you right now? What would you do then, huh? You'd laugh your ass off, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's awful. People are gonna be like, this is the fucked up episode. They're talking about like weird ass fetishes and rape jokes. That's so epic and cool. real main character stuff going on here.
I do have like a real topic that I kind of want to like bring up.
Yes, God, please save us from ourselves. We can
hard switch off to all of that bullshit.
All right, enough of that. Bullshit. We're going woke.
All right,
go ahead.
Wake up, sheeple. Okay, so story time. I a week and a half ago, I saw Ding Dong from Only Plays.
Yeah,
he branched off, and then he's doing his own thing now. Then he stopped doing that, and then he came back and just does like video game streams now. One of them was a Dreamcast stream, and I caught the end of it, where he's just playing like Dreamcast games, and he was doing this like sign off. It was all optimistic and hopeful, and
nice.
He was like, "Well, he was talking about Sonic the Fighter. He's like, well, it sucks when people like hate something that they just don't understand, and we need to just focus on being more positive. Like maybe you would see if you just saw the potential, like maybe you would like it, because it is true. It sucks when things become like punching bags on the internet, and then anybody who tries to say something nice or good about it, they get shut out. But I said, I wrote something out. I didn't like pay. It wasn't like a super chat or anything. I just wrote it out. I said, well, sometimes people are just so positive that they shut up like a good like contrasting opinion, a good criticism. Like, well, this aspect sucks. Yes. So this is my point. And then he said he read my comment out loud, singled out my comment. I was like, how the fuck did he see mine in like this?
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah, he singled me out, and he was like, wow, I guess you think it's weird that you have so much positivity and you want to be negative. That's weird. And I was like, that's not what I mean. And then he was like mulling it over in talking about it some more, and the
He
other
ended his stream
comments.
early. You pissed him off so much. And
The
imagine,
other
like, oh, you know what? Fuck this guy. I guess he was like positivity. Okay, end it over. Stream is over. Imagine. But yeah, go on.
I'm not even like being contrarian about it. It was just that he was so. I think there's reasonable cases to dislike Sonic the Fighters, for example.
Yeah, no, I agree. There is.
It's like an old game. Most old games
animations are too long. Combos are dialed in.
Yeah, I own it. I own it technically.
Broken game, probably.
Yeah.
If I like some characters
Amy
are
is
ridiculous.
too OP. You can cancel every move she makes. No other character has this mechanic. 3 out of 10, worst game ever.
The moves are very easy to like spam. It really does encourage you to like spam moves a lot, and like so it kind of becomes a game of see who can spam first, right? Because once you start spamming, it's like over. You know, I mean, it's a cool looking game. Like the art style is good, but I feel like
I love the animations. Everybody's doing the squash and squish thing.
Right. Like I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they like remade it. Like they're really pushing this whole like Sonic like classic era kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like they should just remake the fighters too, and just I don't know, do all those like classic designs with it too. I'm pretty sure people will eat it up.
And it's not even like they stopped doing Sonic fighting games, because after that there was like Sonic Battle on the Game Boy Advance, and I think that was better. So I'm not even like against the idea of a Sonic fighting game, but like the Ding Dong was just he was being so he was being so disgustingly optimistic.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I said that, and then other comments are going, yeah, that's toxic positivity. I was like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I just didn't have a name for it. But it stems from a long time.
Yeah.
It stems from a long time ago, when like way after the first season of Velma came out. I showed that tweet in your Discord where that guy was just like, you know what? I've had enough negativity. Say something nice about this. And they just put a picture of Velma. It's like, you could have just wrote a post defending Velma. Instead, you just demand everybody else
engagement baiting.
Engagement bait. Like
someone say something positive about this show, and it's like, dude, if you really give a fuck, if you give a fuck, you would said something. But he's just probably scared, you know.
Post, I just make my own entirely separate post. I don't reply. I don't quote tweet. I hate it. I hate them.
I never saw Velma, but I wasn't like very eager. I'm never eager to get on any hate train for a cartoon.
Sure.
Really. Because like I always thought of it as a huge like waste of time. Like, oh, this is the current cartoon we should all shit on. You know, because it's like, damn, you know, I have rent. I have like bills to pay, you know. I have
other problems.
Yeah, I have real world problems besides like, oh no,
it was cool to shit on Johnny Test when we were all like 16, but you know,
it was
times
cool.
have changed.
It was cool to
now you just say I don't like it and move on.
Yeah,
right, exactly. White people don't say
at all. If you see someone being like, I love Johnny Test, you should be walking away from them. Don't talk to them.
White people don't say I don't like this show anymore. All they say now is you know, the person who made this is a pedophile, right? That's all they say now. And it's
the person
like,
who made this is woke.
The person who made this is woke. It's a woke pedophile.
It's
fucking amazing.
Now, what would a woke pedophile be?
They only fuck black kids. A woke who would buy.
They only fuck of age people. I don't know.
If a woke, well, to a conservative, every pedophile is woke, right? Oh my god! Speaking about pedophiles, God, this is the best. This is gonna be the best episode. This is so awesome. But
no.
We'll come back to we'll talk about Ding Dong in a second. But speaking about pedophiles,
I was just gonna bring up other examples.
Okay, well we're calling you out, Ding Dong. Come on the show, debate us, debate Spade. You know, we have enough of your positivity. Ooh, look at me, I'm Ding Dong, former star of Oni Plays. Okay, all right, Mister. I see.
Oh yeah, the positivity capital of the world.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I see you. Where's Trigger Treat? Ding Dong, huh? We were promised that game years ago.
Where's Bippy, the boxing rabbit?
Where is fucking Bippy? Where the fuck is he? Where are all these games?
I think they're still making games. They're between.
They probably are.
Game development takes a long time. I've been working on the same game for the past 5 years.
Yeah, game development does. Never mind. I take it back. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Ding Dong. I didn't mean that. Okay, but anyways, back to pedophiles.
No, and the other point I was making is I was thinking of after like toxic positivity, like there is value in having an open mind and like seeing the potential in things before riding a hate train or bagwag or whatever. Right. But yeah, what really annoys me is like shit like that where people surround themselves with only positive things. So they like if somebody says like, I actually don't like this part, they go like they either stop talking or they just ignore you or like they just deny any discussion. It's annoying. And like nobody is obligated to have a balance, like positive or negative opinion on something. Like nobody ever says you're liking this too much. Say something negative about it. Like it's the same logic, just in reverse.
It's weird. It's like this centrist mentality, kind of like, oh yeah, I see too much good things about it. Well, let's see if you're really smart. Because if you're smart, you would say good and bad things about something, and it's all like, oh my god, really? Can someone just likes it? Can like why do we have to validate like enjoying something by like being able to like I don't know, not rip it apart, but like you don't have to say anything negative about the shit you like. Who cares, dude? This isn't like a sport, right? There isn't a bad or wrong way to do it. I get you with the toxic like positivity stuff. I feel like though this might be a little bit unrelated, but I think it's around the general topic. But I feel like I think as artists, I think it's a very important skill to figure out why people like something you don't, you know?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, because I think because that'll help you kind of like get where people are like coming from about something, you know. I don't think it's ever helpful to be like, oh, why would anyone like this, right? Like, no, you could probably imagine why people like shit you don't like, you know. Or I think maybe it'll be also like it's helpful to understand why someone hates something, I guess, too, if you want to go both ways with it, I guess.
Yeah, I think there's value in both those things.
Although I'll say this, I
review things or whatever.
I feel like you get more out of like understanding why people like something you don't like than why people hate something, because I think people hate stuff mostly for like superficial reasons or like stupid reasons.
They're rabid.
Yeah. I was talking to someone once that said that they didn't like the live action adaptation for Preacher, the comic book. And I pressed them on it like, oh, why don't you like that? And it was like, oh, well, Jesse's grandmother is entirely different in the show. And I'm like, okay.
Some people have shit reasons for disliking things too.
True.
And they deserve to be called out on it. Like I was talking to a guy about Tears of the Kingdom, and he said he didn't like it at all so far. The biggest thing he started off with was like the King of Hyrule, who is the like the new race of people, the Zonai, the goat people. He called the King of Hyrule a Mary Sue who had everything handed to them and everything goes right in her life. I was like, oh, is that why he totally got killed by Ganon? And Ganon even called him out on his arrogance. So he's not flawless. So why would you call him a Mary Sue?
He's also like a side character too. Like
Mary Sue is usually the focal character driving everything.
Mary Sue is such a like the word doesn't make any sense. There's no point of saying it. Quick aside to like Isaac Young, he had like an article called like why the right needs to stop using the word Mary Sue, right? And he said some things in it that I thought like this is what I mean by there's something else going on with Isaac Young, is that like he could identify that like Mary Sue isn't even like a real thing, because all that happens is that people on the right say stuff like they'll point out a problem they have, and then people on the left point to a character that people on the right like that has that same thing, you know. And it just goes back and forth because like the right wingers aren't even like describing something; they're just saying things, you know. It's just a vague collection of things, you know. And Of course, but Isaac Young's perspective is that, see, this is part of left-wing tricks. They're trying to trick you into arguments, right? This is part of their propaganda, right? When he doesn't even stop to realize, well, it's the right-wingers who are starting it. They're the ones like complaining about shit that doesn't exist, right? Like that's the case. Does not see that the person who starts it is the people on the right, but that's like his bias going like
I
over
think I
it.
can see the angle though, because Mary Sue, I think, is something that was created in reaction to
Yeah,
leftist art, and his whole like dogma is right wingers need to make more art
his
to drown out the leftist discourse.
I remember first hearing about Mary Sue super young because the concept came from Star Trek
Fanfic.
fanfic. Yeah, Star Trek fan
Yeah.
fictions where and where it's like, oh, a woman would write a self-insert fan fiction where she's like the best fucking Starfleet
Right.
the soldier, whatever the fuck they call themselves, and everyone's like, oh, you're making herself perfect. But I like to think that like it's just because a woman is writing it, right? Because I bet that like male self-insert fan fiction was also like that. But like once they saw more women getting the fandom, they were like, oh, ill, gross women, right? And that's kind of like a story old as time,
Yeah.
like oh, it's suddenly a problem with women like join in, uh but I wasn't gonna say like fucking I think it is kind of it I think it is there are like it's worthwhile hearing people who hate something if what they're saying is something that's like something like something you could chew on, I guess, right? Like if
Yeah, like a
because
valid criticism.
yeah. Actually, not even like I'll say this, not even like valid, but something that like gives you more insight on the person, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like I had a coworker who they watched the Barbie movie with his wife, and he's all like, yeah, the movie was stupid, and I'm like, no, he said like I didn't like the movie, and then I thought he might have had like a valid reason for not liking it. I'm like, oh, what do you not like about it? And he's all like, oh, it's just stupid, and it's like, damn,
Ugh.
I wish he would say a
Yeah.
little bit more than just that. But imagine if he said something like, "Oh, I didn't like the Barbie movie because my mom would smack me with Barbies," right? Which is like that's not the Barbie movie's fault, but like it's interesting that like that's a part of their history, and now you know a little bit more about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Or like if he said, I didn't like the Barbie movie because I dated a blonde woman once and she broke my heart.
Oh man, actually, you know what? That kind of reminds me of a real life story. I'm gonna put my partner on blast. But but they were telling because I was watching a video about the movie Project X, and I've never seen. Oh yeah, I've never seen that movie because at the time I was oh, fuck, when did it come out? But I was watching a video about the movie Project X, and they brought up like the album for the movie. The movie was made in 2012. Oh, that's the start. Oh man, 2012, the start of the second Obama administration. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. But
when everything changed.
But they brought up the album, and I went to and I saw and I listened to the majority of the tracks of the album, and I'm like, oh, this was an era. I remember all these songs. This was the era, right? So I was very intrigued to like. I'd never seen Project X, but I kind of want to watch it. Just like, kind of might as well, right? And because from the perception I'm seeing, it's like, oh, it's like a weird time capsule. And I brought that up to my partner, and they got super mad because they're all like, oh, I fucking hate that movie because their older brother did a Project X party, and it was the worst thing ever.
Oh my god!
Right, and
my younger brother almost had a similar thing going on because I used to work like back in the day. I used to work nights at Pizza Hut, so I would close, I would go home, I'd be tired, just want to go sleep, and then it's fucking 11 o'clock at night, and my brother has like 20 people in our family's like 2-bedroom apartment, and they were playing loud music and drinking. This was he was still in high school.
Nice.
I barely had just started college, so he was like still young doing this shit. And I was just like stewing in my room, so mad. And my mom was on vacation, so she didn't know he was doing this until like months later. And then she didn't find out because she worked at the property and she was getting complaints from her apartment. She's like, what the fuck is happening? So that's how she found out about that. And it was like, I was witnessing a Project X situation. As I already have seen that movie and I hated it. Not even like, it's just because like it's like shitty characters get their way kind of movie, and then it's just annoying and stupid. But
don't look now, Scoop, but I think we're in a Project X situation.
Scoop, we're in a Project X party.
Ruh-roh, underage drinking, right?
I never been in a Project X like party situation. I wouldn't want to. I'm like close to 30. Yeah, go on.
Bro, imagine someone going up to me and be like, you know what? Say something positive about Project X. Like, I don't have to because it fucking
someone's gotta tweet out that fucking someone's gotta make, you know what? I just might make I'll make that tweet. It's like, all right guys, say something positive about this movie. Oh wow. The tagline for the movie was "Witness It." Damn, and that predates that fucking predates fucking right. Damn, that's awesome. That's crazy. I learned recently that Dax Flames is in the movie, and he's like the guy behind the camera, right?
Oh, right. It's a found footage kind of movie, also.
Right, exactly. All right, I'm gonna tweet it out right now.
They don't make those anymore.
From the producer. Oh, it was from producer Todd Phillips, the director of Hangover. That's such a funny sentence.
I was just gonna say it's like a kind of a Hangover movie.
He didn't direct it, but he produced it, and then like years, and then he would do Joker. Todd Phillips is Todd Phillips is an interesting character. We get him on. Todd, if you're listening to this, we want you on the podcast.
Todd, I have Hangover questions.
Todd, I have Joker questions, and I think you might have the answers. Oh god!
See, it's not a satire on the poverty of people in Gotham. It's just he's a funny guy. He likes to shoot people. Like he's awesome. I don't get it. And then he farts into his microphone.
That's awesome. No, he comes on the podcast and he's all like, "You're an awful person, Cheesy." It's like, I'm an awful person. You brought me on this podcast to make fun of me. You get what you fucking deserve.
You get what you fucking deserve. Ironic, that guy shooting you, the clown.
Yeah, true. Well,
it's like an Elseworld story.
Is it just me, or has everything gone a little backwards recently? The world got a little crazy here.
Speaking of backwards, like the whole idea of positivity, like what I'm seeing is people are coming around to things like Y2K and Bubsy and Sonic 06, like things I thought we had things I thought we had a consensus on that were shit. And then
obnoxiously brown PlayStation 3
it's like this. It's nostalgia. It's nostalgia space.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I get it.
It happens. Like I that kind of happened with like the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, because it seemed like the consensus at first was that it sucked, but as time kept on going.
I liked it when it came out.
Well, boom! There you go. You were kids. We're part of the generation that like we're part of the generation that rewrote history.
I would still like it. Is my
point. Yeah, probably.
Whereas, like, if I play Sonic 06 now, I'd be like,
I'll say this.
Still sucks.
I'll say this. I'm getting this mostly from like, I remember Nostalgia Critic in his Grinch video talked about like everyone hating the movie and it sucked, and then like he found out about like the younger generation of people who really liked the movie, right? And I thought like, oh, that's kind of interesting. That happens like all the time. Like, I have fond memories of Space Jam, but that movie sucks. But it was such like a cultural touchstone. It's
or like
it's
how
crazy.
People made fun of Michael Jackson after he made Moonwalker, but I'm like, no, Moonwalker's good. Fuck you.
or people pretending to like Fanboy and Chum Chum. It's interesting. Actually, the only reason that had legs because there was that one artist who was really good drawing Fanboy and Chum Chum art. That's why. So we need we need a guy who's a really good artist to start drawing some like almost naked animals fan art, and then
Oh no.
and then we're good. We're going
Just completely change everything. Then people will be
right.
like, "Oh, I love almost naked animals."
I grew up with that show. Look, I know Sonic 06 was your only game for like 25 years. That doesn't make it good. You take off the rose-tinted glasses, you fuck. Actually,
I know it's bad. I just like parts of it.
The Bible already said Sonic 06 sucks, bro. You can't go back on it. It's in the Bible.
Like their actors in tokusatsu suits. I don't know why Sega stopped doing that.
They should bring that back.
Bad.
It looked cool.
It looks cool to see Rouge the Bat holding the Chaos Emerald dancing around, and you'd be like, there was a guy doing that.
Oh, yeah. Even better. Oh, Rouge the Bat with a penis? Nice.
Rouge the fat cock.
Rouge the Bat. If you don't draw Rouge the Bat with a penis, you might as well not draw her with wings, because that shit wouldn't make sense. I think that
whenever I see a VTuber, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a guy behind that anime profile pic.
Actually, there's a game that came out just like last month called RZ and the Legend of whatever, and it's like a throwback to those Zelda CDI games.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
In someone else's Discord, I asked, like, I respect this as a throwback, like, passion project. Someone really had a fondness for that era. That's cool. But why? All I asked was why. And this guy replied to me saying, it's pretty poor attitude to scoff at this game because you think it wouldn't work now. I'm like, that's not what I mean. Why specifically the aesthetic of Philips CDI? Because that looks ugly. I'm not against the idea of a new
even
2D Zelda game, Zelda 2 style. Yeah, like I'd be down for that. Just I don't want it to look like those because those are ugly. I don't get it.
I think I'm kind of on your side about this, to be honest, because when I saw the trailer, I thought, oh, this is neat. And that's kind of it. That's like as far as my interest went. It's like, oh, this is a neat thing.
It's pure novelty.
Yeah. Because like,
what's it called? Limited Run Games. They made a controller that looked like the CDI, like remote control that you can get and play that game with it.
Oh
like that. It's not about like trying to prove that this can still work. It's just we recreated something from the past. Like if you could prove that they can still work, why are you taking all these bad ideas? It's because they sucked. That's why they didn't.
That's another,
I guess I need to be more positive.
Yeah, you need to be more positive. Yeah, see something positive, Spade. Stop it. Stop. Like I know it's like Legend of Zelda went woke and you're mad. But you know what? There's a little bit more going on than that, right?
I mean, RZ has a female character, so it's already woke.
They also made her brown, didn't they?
True, she's brown.
She's like brown. Yeah, she's just enough of a POC.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they made it woke. Fuck.
And what's it called? I did show you the Spine of Night, and how you said it looked the art style looked ugly.
I think the Spine of Night was like, I did not like that they used the default brush in MS Paint. I wish they kind of just choose a different brush. Like, I don't know what program they used I think it was After Effects, but you could probably install, or you could just make a custom brush in After Effects, but I guess they just didn't have time to do that. I've heard some people recommend it to me saying like, oh, it's not that bad. And I'm like, yeah, maybe it doesn't look that interesting. Well, yeah, it doesn't look interesting. It doesn't look
see, it's also like a throwback like Fire and Ice Rob Bakshi kind of movie. As that's my takeaway from it. But just the visual is what I don't get. Like, why did you make it look like this?
Yeah, I think it's neat, but like I think it'd be neater if it was like a short film than like
it does kind of drag on.
Yeah, and this is like their first movie, so I don't think they should have ever do that, right? You don't got to make your first movie super fucking line, committed to something very experimental, right?
Yeah,
that's my advice.
And a lot of my the sentiment comes from everyone's reaction to Power World, and I feel like I had to ease up my dislike for it because everyone else was like liking it so much. And I was just shocked, like, really? So I mean, I did say like I hate this for this and this reason. I wasn't gonna go on like find things to dislike about it like some people do. Like, oh, it's the person behind it is like AI and all these other like
like who cares?
tertiary reasons. Like, I don't care about that. I just think the game is like borrowing too much and in a way that just makes it look derivative.
At first, I was into it. I played it for probably like 12 hours in total.
Yeah.
I don't really play those survivor games that everyone's into, like Ark and stuff like that. So at first I was like, oh, okay, it's a fun little resource management game. Oh, and you get a little buddy. But then I just got tired of it. I don't want to be like, oh, it's bad, it's shit, you all should feel bad. I just realized this is not for me. I guess I'm old now because I don't play survivor games.
And even if you did think it was shit, like your negativity or your criticism of that, whatever you thought about it, it shouldn't be just mistaken for like raw negativity. It's that sometimes what like toxic positivity people see someone disliking something as, it's like, well, they consume the media, they have an opinion of it. It's not just being negative.
I do appreciate this renewed awareness of this concept though, because everyone has been digging into Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League,
right?
And I'm gonna have to start weaponizing toxic positivity to get those people to back off.
All right, say something. Enough, guys.
Brainiac world.
Enough negativity. Say something positive about the game. Look, I'm gonna do the toxic negativity and say I'm tired of the Suicide Squad saving the world. They're not supposed to be doing that. That's not their job description. They're supposed to be undermining fair elections in South America. I'm not fucking joking. That's the point of it.
And then their heads are supposed to explode because they didn't do it right.
Right. Yeah, because a real Suicide Squad story would be that like a president is fairly elected in South America and they have to fucking kill him. Luckily, the president also has like super powered individuals helping him, so they fight against that guy or something. That's like a real Suicide Squad story because they're
that's what the game should have been. That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
would have been like,
yeah, exactly. Maybe they should have.
You could have Batman show up, or maybe like Superman is doing something in the background.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of them fighting the Justice League because they're not supposed to be they're not fighting Justice League members in the fucking in their shit. They're fighting like
even in most stories they don't. Yeah, they're tackling some other threat that they don't want to get the heroes involved with.
Right, there's this whole other bunch of
so
angles.
Much more interesting.
There's this kind of like angle where Amanda Waller is using them as her own personal army. I think the character of Amanda Waller is so fucking like interesting because a big part of her backstory was like growing up in lower income neighborhoods, seeing like one of her children like die, and then like one thing that I thought was super interesting was that her daughter went to college, and then she, as a grown adult woman who after raising her daughter, she also went to college after her, right? And that's like you never hear that, right? And and then the kind of like prequel story for the original series, like she's literally talking to fucking Ronald Reagan and like convincing him of the Suicide Squad like Task Force X, like convincing him that we need to do this, and Reagan is so down for it.
That sounds fucking awesome.
That sounds so fucking cool. Oh shit! Imagine if Captain Boomerang killed South Americans. That's awesome. Do it now. Or that's what we need. They need to like CGI Ronald Reagan back.
Yeah.
The real villain of the DC universe.
They can do that with the power of AI.
Right, exactly.
AI Reagan.
With the power of AI, I will find the AI myself a woman. My perfect woman finally created before my very eyes. Oh my god. But so okay, so I think what I'm trying to say with the major points about toxic positivity and like and just negativity in general is that like I think both things are fine if they're not like in the way of valid criticism.
Yeah.
Like if your positivity or negativity is like preventing if you're using that to prevent other people from saying valid points, then it's like a problem,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And because like the thing is, to be as after Power World, I realized you can use that phrase. Blank is pretty good when there's not a bitch in your ear to like literally anything.
Right.
So it kind of it's it makes me like ease up my hatred of things, but also like make me articulate why something sucks in case I have to explain it.
I think
So
I
that
think
they just don't call it being negative.
that's good. Like I feel like you
Yeah.
should always see where someone is coming from
And yeah, I do
about
want to see
things,
why people like the thing, why I don't like
Right.
more.
I think it's good that we try to understand each other better, Like I really love the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, but if someone told me I don't
Yeah.
like it because the clowns are too scary, or I don't like straightforward movies, or I could totally the movie's very predictable, I could say, oh, that's all valid. That's all
That's
valid.
kind of
But
like how
like,
one time I said I didn't like Family Guy because I thought that it
oh,
was
you can't say that on
too
this podcast.
lowbrow and the jokes weren't very deep. But
Mhm.
then you guys were like, no, the jokes are actually very deep. It's not lowbrow. Here,
Oh, I
look.
don't remember
And
saying
I
that.
was like, oh, wow. I guess I need to watch this show. And I laughed my ass off for 3 months.
I think I mean it's funny because it's not deep. It's like it's
Yeah.
so raw. And you know it's also interesting
Raw, like
is,
getting a pair of balls slapped on your face.
You gotta take it
it's
in
also
one. You gotta take Family Guy raw, just like I did with your mother. Got him. What are you gonna say, Spade?
and I was gonna say what's also interesting is like just recently, Chris Stuck. I don't watch him, but Chris Stuckman is getting shit over his Madam Web video, and
I
Yeah.
don't like that guy. Something about his vibe.
because like the thing is, it's a Madam Web video, but he does not talk about Madam Web. He talks about the stigma of why he can't like talk about it because he thinks there may have been company meddling. So I feel like he toxic positivity to himself, where like he probably he saw it, thinks that whatever he thought about it is like I can't talk about this because I don't want to say that it's bad because I don't know what it's like to write movies and direct and whatever, and we don't know what happened. There could have been something wrong that went on with the production, and that's how it ended up the way it is. And it just like removes the nuance of like giving your fucking opinion about it. And he's a movie reviewer, so it makes no sense why he would do that.
No,
it should be okay to be wrong some of the time. Like Yahtzee Crenshaw reviewed that new Monkey Island game that came out a while ago, and he didn't like it. And all the Monkey Island fans were like divided. They were like, Yahtzee, it's over party. This guy doesn't understand the point of Monkey Island.
But that guy loves
other people are like,
point and
oh,
click
I
adventure
agree with him.
games.
Yeah.
He's not a fellow monkey like you and I, you see.
And like what I'm thinking is it's like if I'm a game reviewer and Bell and Wonderworld comes out and I play it and I'm like, I can't talk about this because even though I have no research on what happened, I think there may have been, therefore I can't review it. It's like, what? You played you played the damn thing, you watched the damn movie, you can talk about it. There's like even you can't just apply that. If we applied that to everything that we thought was bad, there would be like no reviews. And I feel like he's setting himself up to work for IGN or something like that. Because I remember somebody asked like maybe IGN's like online public, what do you call it? PR team, like how come you never review games less than 5? And they said, oh, we only review good games, that's why. It's like, okay. Chris Stuckman's like, well, I only review good movies, therefore I can't talk about Madam Web. Like, okay. And now I can kind of see the discourse.
IGN, but if someone actually said it, that's amazing.
I think I'm of two minds with this with Chris Stuckman, because like I see where you're coming from, Chris.
I
like
two minds. I
think that I mean I think it's just unnecessary to say that, because it's like, I mean, you can say that about every like bad movie, right? Or even some good movies too. You could say that, right? Because it's just like, I mean, I guess because he knew people were expecting him to shit on it. You know, the thing is, I've never gotten the vibe that Chris Stuckman is one of those guys who just shits on things. Like maybe like YMS. Yeah, I expect him to shit on Madam Web. You know, I feel like there's like a certain kind of like demographic. Like this guy, like, and like, you know, what's like the frame? Are people saying that like, oh, he's too woke, he's not gonna fucking shit on Madam Web? And I'm like, that's stupid. That's a dumb thing to say, because that's like not at all what he's saying. I think what it is, and this happens. You know, you watch a movie and then you can like, especially if you've done any kind of filmmaking or you're really into that, you would see like, okay, well, I can see where all these problems would have come from, and I feel it feels weirdly relatable in a strange way. You know, that being said, like
that.
Yeah,
he's just trying to make movies himself.
Yeah, he's working on a movie. He's got like a poster for it or whatnot. It's got like a dog on it.
A dog movie. Oh man, that's supposed to be like your third movie, not
what a dog doing? But yeah, like it just feels weird. You don't have to say that. There's like a couple things I've heard like other movie review people say that always kind of annoys me. There's this guy, I think he's pretty decent. I think he's pretty good at articulating his points. It's called Mr. GG. And but the one thing I don't like, and I think he says this because he's like scared of getting like backlash, but every time he reviews a movie, he's all like, by the way, I'm not a critic, guys. I'm just talking about my opinion. And it's like, dude, no one's a critic. There's no fucking school or no, there's no like license to critic, dude. You just criticize the movie. That's
Jay
it.
Sherman, and he's dead.
Yeah, the only critic is the nostalgia critic, and you know he earned that title, right? So you don't have to worry.
He bears our sins for us.
He will remember it, so we don't have to, right? So
actually, to your point, Julian, Yahtzee also put out a video where he was like, "This is why I don't review good games." So that's like the opposite of that. He's like, well, the game is good. Everybody knows the game is good. What's the point of talking about it? It's like, wow, okay.
He wasn't framing that in the context of Call of Duty, was he?
It was about Undertale. He was talking about why he won't review Undertale. It's like, no, it was really good. Everybody thinks it's good. What's the point of talking about it? I can't say anything. Well, yeah, some reviewers are like, I can't say anything new about this that other reviewers haven't said. So what's the point of talking about it? So
if it isn't timely enough and you don't have anything in depth to contribute, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like whenever someone does a review for like a character action game, it's like, you know, if you're just going to talk about the game, it's been 10 plus years. Don't talk about Devil May Cry 3.
And then Cheesy, like, because the video of that type is like really unnecessary. And when I watched that, it gave me the vibes of way back when Ghostbusters 2016 came out, and James Rolfe put out a video, an 11-minute video about how he's not going to watch the movie.
I'm not gonna watch the movie.
Like, why announce this stuff? This could have just been like a tweet or a post somewhere.
I mean, like, I get where his logic was, because like, I made a lot of Ghostbuster videos, so people were gonna expect that Ghostbuster content. So like, don't. Like, I don't know. Like, I wonder if he was scared that. I don't know what the logic was. Oh God, Gamergate was a hell of an era.
Oh,
yeah. An awful era. Yeah, it was.
James, come on the podcast. Explain this to us.
James, come on the podcast.
We know you're starving for substantial conversation. You only have those Screw Attack guys to talk to.
One of my. That wasn't Screw Attack. That was Screenwave. Thinking about Screenwave. Yeah.
My mistake.
I know we know you had to fire Newt, and you don't work with Mike Butte anymore, so you don't have any friends. So come on the podcast.
You know, we don't have any family. Just your 2 children and your wife now. You're not allowed to have friends anymore. Oh my God. Yeah, you come on. We'll discuss Ghostbusters. What was I gonna say? Something about So just reiterate. Just negativity, positivity. It's all okay as long as it doesn't like impede on like any kind of valid or constructive criticism. You know.
Yeah, people should like not back away. People shouldn't be afraid to like something everybody else doesn't like, unless it's Hogwarts Legacy, apparently.
It could be because I don't know, maybe from Ding Dong perspective, there's like a hate fandom to Sonic the Fighters, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, I don't see it. I've never seen it. So
gosh, because like I have been there where there's like a game I like, and I liked it as time passes, whatever. And then some asshole with an 8-hour video about why Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and the Gen 3 remake are bad. I'm like, oh, who the fuck are you?
who
I
are you? How
sometimes
dare you?
feel personally attacked whenever I see someone talking shit about the Borderlands series. But I
Yeah.
also have to recognize that I don't talk to other Borderlands fans. So that's why I feel personally subjugated by those negative opinions.
I gotta be there defending Borderlands.
And that's where I play the bitch in your ear card. Well, Pokemon RS is pretty good when there's not a bitch in your ear. Kingdom Hearts 3 is pretty good when there's not a bitch in your ear.
True.
I've been on that. I've been on that side
when
before.
There isn't a bitch saying the controls are floaty. Sora's feet never touched the ground. Literally.
And like the dumb thing is like you try to be positive about something and they hit you with these like regurgitated echo chamber points. It's like you watched somebody's video to get these points. It's not like you could just tell. Like the last time it
happens so often, I get angry whenever someone does admit that they got it from a video. Like someone says, I learned about this from Scooble Dooble's video. I'm like, give me a real opinion. Fuck you.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna play devil's advocate now.
What?
Because I know we've said before that we love saying the meme that like, oh, I can't say anything about this movie until Red Letter Media gives their opinion on it. Right? But a part of me likes, I think a part of me, if I were to reword that into like a valid thing, I feel like a lot of people, and this is just true, a lot of people can't articulate like why they like or dislike something, So when they hear someone they like articulate it better, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's why, right? And sometimes like, because like I've heard like reviews from people that I like and they like the same thing I do but for different reasons, and I've seen it like work in action before. Like there's this one movie, what is it called? Smile. You ever seen the movie Smile? It's like a horror movie.
Yes, I've heard about it.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I thought like it was like The Ring, but like less interesting. I feel like it was like a less interesting The Ring.
I'm thinking of a different movie.
Or whatever. And my partner really liked the movie, and I was like, yeah, I mean, like I could see why. Like I understand why they made the choices in those movies, like why they did the things they did. I just felt like it might have, I don't know, not been that good, and also might have like promote some pretty awful ideas. And then my partner made me watch this one video where a guy breaks down like why they like Smile, and the reason why this guy likes Smiles is not the same reason my partner does. But like I don't know.
It's just fun to hear different opinions sometimes, whether they like or dislike it. But the points gotta be good, or else I'm gonna.
It's gotta be something that's like understandable, because sometimes people really like, I don't know, people like really get fucking like. They see like, I'm trying to like think of like when
they get really lily awkward about it.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
It just become rabid and they don't make any good points anymore.
Yeah, it's no longer an opinion, it's the definitive lore of the universe.
Did you call her Lily Orchid, right? What did you call her?
I said Orchid.
Orchid.
That's her name, right?
We gotta get her on the podcast. I need to
Lily Orchestra, yeah.
Yeah, I need to, my queen, I need to get her on.
I actually don't know anything about this person. I see people bring them up all the time.
She's like she's a character. She's a personality, if you will.
She's famous for destroying Steven Universe.
Right, exactly.
Oh, damn.
She says that Steven Universe promotes fascism, which is true. True, it does. Oh my god, you're 100% right, queen.
Like, imagine a video essay, but like in the middle of a point, they'll be like, and Rebecca Sugar's a piece of shit, and she sucks, and this, and that. And that's what the video was like.
It's funny that, like, she had her video about that, like, oh, Steven Universe promotes fascism, and then, like, at the same time, you had, like, people like ER with his Steven Universe video being like, actually, the gems are the Jews, and they control everything. It's like, damn, this shows like a weird litmus test, huh? Like, you can just see whatever you want in this show. I think. Anyway, Steven Universe 10 out of 10. I think we could all agree.
Yeah, it's more of a 7 out of 10 for me.
I need to rewatch it. I just finished rewatching all of Adventure Time, which was really good. Which is it's peak.
What
It's
song
peak,
made
guys.
you cry?
The last one, I thought Time Adventure was that made me tear up. Because like you watch the whole thing and then you're like, oh yeah, this is a big thing about my generation. It is one of those shows that feels very like this is of my generation. You know, there's like so many things in the show that are so particular to the generation it was made in, and I mean like even like the music too. Because I remember the episode with where they're helping the snail get a mating partner or whatnot, and the snail starts beatboxing and the instrumental they're using for the beatboxing is obviously something very like Tyler the Creator inspired, which would have been popular in that time, right? And I was like, damn, that's pretty good. Like it's pretty good at like kind of capturing music that was kind of popular at the time. Like as the show went on, it very much had a very like kind of like I don't know, like maybe like a Mac DeMarco vibe, and then it slowly went to something kind of like what's her name, Mitski, right?
Yeah,
it was really like all over the place. I think the one episode of Adventure Time in the last season that I didn't like was there was a rapping episode, and I'm like that episode was probably evidence that Black people don't exist in OO, because you meet what their best rappers are, and it's like, oh no, these bars were written by white people. No, these bars are awful. Like,
what year did Marceline's mom die?
Yeah,
was that the last Black person?
She probably was the last Black person ever. And Marceline is like she's a fucking like bass. A bass, not like she's bass, but no, bass guitar. She's a bass guitar Black woman. So like you know, it's she can't rap. But she plays really good bass.
Is that like a thing?
Black people being into bass guitar.
No, I never put it together that Marceline was Black.
Oh, her mom is like melanated.
Oh, okay, because I know that I thought that was just a thing they for the gender swap. Okay.
The voice actor is
I thought she was like Latina.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
I mean that's brown.
When you're half Black and half demon, you come out Latina. So
okay, I just needed the equation put out for me there.
Right, yeah. I'm gonna tweet that out.
The math.
So, fun fact: if your mom is Black but your dad is a demon, you come out Latina. It's just that's just true. That's not. There's like no.
If your mom is Black, you get the same IVs as the dad. That's how it works.
Mm-hmm, right.
You get the same ability from the mom. The hidden ability from the mom.
If your mom was Jewish and your dad is Chinese, you become a gargoyle.
If you're Jewish, you are shiny locked, so you won't. Sorry.
That's awesome. This is a great podcast. We're jumping.
Have you ever seen a shiny Jewish person? I didn't think so.
Oh, you're gonna eat those words right now. You're gonna eat those words right now. I'm looking
like they make shiny Black
I'm Googling
people.
all of my favorite Jewish women. I'm gonna check to see if they're shiny or not.
There's you guys ever seen the movie Uncut Gems?
No. Yeah.
So you should. It's really good. But the guys who made Uncut Gems, they made a short film, and the short film was called Goldman versus Silverman, right? Ooh. And it's about like two like competing, those human statue guys that are like always at like touristy places.
Yes.
Well, one is played by Adam Sandler, the other one is played by the director of the movie, and they're like competing for people's attention. And it's like, yep, here's two shiny Jews fighting each other. So you ate those words, Spade. Here's evidence of this of the shiny Jew, if you will.
It's anti-Semitic to make the Jewish person gold. She's like gold, okay? Bad movie.
You should watch Uncut Gem. It's a very Jewish movie. Very very crucial. That like and show. Yeah, that and a normal man, I think. No, a serious man. Those are two very Jewish movies, Uncut Gems and A Serious Man. Right? And I know what you're thinking. If they're uncut, how are they Jewish? Well, you gotta have to watch the movie.
I just put that together. Oh.
There was a meme where it's like Adam Sandler and the other guy from Uncut Gems, and they're like, "Whoa, nice cock, a real uncut gem." Oh god, awesome. Anyway, so toxic positivity. You're right. Bad. We should get rid of it. Ban it. Ban it all.
Good. I'm glad we voted. Let's vote on that. A vote to ban.
Damn.
Sign off in the chat.
Well, it doesn't matter what the third one is because the two.
Yeah, 2-1 already. It's in. Sorry. What was I gonna say? So I started watching Dungeon Meshi with my partner. You guys heard about Dungeon Meshi? It's what the kids are into.
I can't stop hearing about it.
The kids are really into it.
It's pretty good. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but no one's ever like. It's one of those situations where like it sounds good, but no one has said the right like key words to make me want to watch it. You know, like no one has really sold it to me in like in a way that makes me
way.
Well,
it's this, but it's this.
Not always like a simple way, but it usually they have to say it because like at the time I thought Dungeon Meshi was just slice of life, and it was kind of more like I got the impression that the show was meandering. Ooh, fuck, is that the right word? I thought the show was like kind of aimless or something. Like I thought it was just more casual. So I'm like, it sounds cool, but the show sounds too casual for me. It doesn't sound like there isn't focused on anything. But then I watched the first episode and I'm like, oh, there is like a point. There is like an end goal that the characters are going for, right? Mm-hmm. And the whole aspect of like eating monsters is like is not like it's not necessarily like a side thing, but it's a very crucial thing they have to do, right? Like it's not just like because they're weird, that's why they're eating monsters. No, it's crucial for their end goal that they have to eat monsters, right? And once you figure, and I think another thing is like how intricate like all the cooking is, or how like they really think about like the ecosystem, or reinterpret like classic like dungeon monsters in very like interesting ways. Like, oh, like, you know, if this is how we would have to interpret these monsters if you were able to like cook them, you know? And I think that's really cool. And
I've been seeing people do that with Pokemon too. Top 10 Pokemon.
You're talking about the TikToks where the guy's like cooking the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Well, a long time ago on Tumblr, there was a guide to how to prepare Mr. Mime. First you have to cut off the arms and cut off the hands. The surface of there's like the balls on his body or have like a texture, and it's like a dodgeball texture, and the surface of it is poisonous, so you have to carve it out. And it's just going into like too much detail about fucking Mr. Mime.
No, that's cool. Maybe if it wasn't like a character with a face.
Yes, and more like Blissey or Gardevoir or Snorlax.
Yeah, of course you would want to eat Gardevoir, you fucking freak. You disgusting. You disgusting fuck. Kill this guy.
How to eat Lopunny and Nidoqueen and a big Dragonite and
you'd have
Jinx.
You would have to I feel like it's easier if you just eat the guys who are like just kind of close
ones.
Yeah, the food
how
ones,
to eat,
right? Like
how to eat the ice cream one or the trash bag one. Or...
Oh yeah, how would that work? If it's ice cream, is it cold or do I have to cook it?
I wonder if it's like kind of blobby.
I think that Pokemon is like, oh, it's so cold that if you touch it, you will freeze to death. So like you can't eat it. Or there's new Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet that's like the one that's it's like a bread dog dash bun or whatever it's called. You could just eat that dog because it's made of bread.
Oh, something I just remembered. You guys know that trend of people seeing a fail girl who's anxious all the time, and they're like, "Oh, we love this character," like a
Oh
Kobeni
yeah,
from Chainsaw Man or
Kobeni, a Pomni, maybe.
I
Pomni.
would
People,
buy them liking them, but go on.
I want a girl who fails. Yeah, so you could abuse them easier. You fucking freak. Yeah, because you like a girl who fails, or you like to see women under. Okay, all right. Keep talking, motherfucker.
People haven't really been doing that for Marcel from Dungeon Meshi.
Oh yeah, she's
Like people like her, but they're not like, oh, let's transform this into something else entirely with divorced from the story.
I'll tell you what it is, because there's like a lot
Let's
more.
fetishize this character.
I'll say this. I don't think this is crazy to say, but like from watching Dungeon Meshi, I could hella tell that it was written by a woman.
Yeah.
Right. And the same way the same way you could tell that Full Metal Alchemist was also written by a woman. And I mean, this is probably a superficial thing, but they both have they both like look at things in a very intricate sort of way, you know? And also like there's a very diverse type of like with the men in the show, it's very like kind of diverse, you know? And none of them are like the kind of men that like a woman would like hate, you know? Right?
Yeah.
Like there's like all the hateable men are like portrayed differently, but all the ones that like, like, oh, a woman could be into is like very, very particular in the fucking show, right? And
Yeah.
but also I think, and this was something I was thinking about. So you know how people complain,
Like Senshi is probably the most sexualized character.
oh yeah, people want to like, they want to get with Senshi. They want to ride the dwarf express with that guy.
Is that the guy with the beard?
Yeah, it's the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
He's neat.
Yeah, I've seen the art of him.
He's like one of my favorite characters on the show. He's very he's very fucking weird. I love how open he is to like just try and like this might be edible, and he just tries it. It's really fucking awesome. But what I was saying was there's this big complaint with in One Piece where all the men get very diverse body types, but all the women have like the same default body, and that is a real problem in One Piece. But something I kind of realized after watching Dungeon Meshi was that in One Piece, all the guys with diverse bodies aren't guys that you're supposed to like be like very interested in idolizing, I guess. They're more like the bodies are diverse because you're supposed to find it funny that they look weird, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the vibe that I was like thinking about with like in One Piece, right? And because there is like a default hot guy body in like One Piece, and like that's what like someone like that's kind of like what the all the guys who aren't like fucking weird cyborg freak mutants on the Straw Hats kind of just start slowly developing that default hot guy body, right? And like Luffy has it too, and
like when everyone has when one guy has a overdeveloped neck, suddenly everyone has an overdeveloped neck.
Right, exactly. And these are the guys who are supposed to be kind of like, oh, they're base, they're cool, I want to be like them. And then all the other silly guys like, haha, that's my friend Paco. He makes us laugh. He's so funny looking, right? And I think in like Dungeon Meshi, like there is guys with like diverse body types, but there's something about like you're supposed to. There's like a very sense of like you're supposed to find them very attractive, kind of, and I think that's like kind of been more not nuanced, but like argue a deeper like kind of like thought process to why you give guys like a different like shape in like in art and in fiction and whatnot. I could be completely wrong, and everyone in the comments is gonna get mad at me like, oh, man, shut up, you're fucking stupid, you're a real fucking idiot, right? But that's just something I'm thinking about right now. You get me, Chief?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, because I've seen the opposite too, where or in terms of like One Piece, where like all the women look the same. The opposite of that is someone's been showing me a manhwa where all the guys look the same. It could be because the female writer is horny.
Nice.
So they're all those guys just look the same.
Yeah, that's a big thing in like manhwas and like stories where you're supposed to like self-enter yourself as like the quirky girl, and then all these hot guys want to bone you. Like, whoa, you're a quirky girl. Whoa. They should make one where it's like you're you're a girl fail and all these like toxic abusive men want to get with you, but they're all hot. That'd be fucking awesome. That's my pitch for a story.
People do make stories like that. They
Mm-hmm.
get turned into visual novels, or they're like games that you can play on your phone. And if you fail hard enough, you'll unlock hotter guys.
That reminds me about like I stumbled on this YouTube channel that makes video essays, and they had a video called like, oh, the fatal flaw of Midsummer and Hereditary, and I was like, I wonder what this guy means by that, right? And I watched it, and a big problem. Have you guys seen Midsummer?
Yeah. I haven't seen Midsummer, but I've seen Hereditary.
Okay, well, I think like something he said about Midsummer I thought was interesting. I guess spoilers. It's he didn't like that there wasn't a scene where like, because the whole movie is like a movie about a couple that should break up. Like there's no point for them to really be together, but all these kind of like weird things are keeping them together. Not weird things, but all these kind of like personal issues they have are like just keeping themselves together, and this relationship is no good. And this guy was mad that like, well, not mad, but he was kind of upset that there was never like a scene where we saw them being a good couple just to see what it would have been like. To kind of have a greater contrast, and I'm like, I don't think that was necessary because the whole movie was just about them not being good for each other. So like that, what's the point of that? Unless like, I don't know, maybe because this guy did relate it to a personal, like it reminded too much of a relationship he actually had, and it made it seem like he wanted the movie relationship to kind of project like the possibility of his real life breakup or something. And I don't know, it felt kind of weird.
I'd like to talk to this guy so I can be like, well, actually, I had the opposite reaction when I saw 30 Days of Summer. I wish I never saw them being a happy couple. I wish it was just her pulling away from him from the start and him slowly realizing, oh, I'm a piece of shit.
I was gonna say it's been a long time since I've seen it, but did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind start with something like that, where it shows them being happy and then them realizing they're not good for each other anymore?
I haven't seen that movie. I have to rewatch that
maybe
movie.
It's pointless in there too if it has that.
Or maybe because like the thing is, maybe if that movie has it, they're doing something with it, you know, like every movie, good or bad, anything they put in it, they're trying to do something, you know, there's something they're trying to convey, right? You know, whether or not they do a decent job at that, you know, is up for, you know, for people to decide, right? But all I'm saying is that this guy, like, I don't know, I don't like agree. I thought like whatever Midsummer was going for was like, you know, worked for it. Something that I thought was kind of interesting, and this is a big complaint I hear about both Hereditary and Midsummer, is that they do a lot of things other movies do, right? And it's not like, oh, I've seen this movie before. It's like a big complaint. And a part of me is like, I don't know, like, is that bad though? Like, I mean, I guess it depends because like I've seen movies that like reference other movies, but those other movies are like way better. So then I get upset. So I'm like, okay, well, like like that was my big problem with the movie X. Like it kept having all these references to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it wasn't like, oh, that they put Leatherface in it. No, it was more like there were like subtle like camera techniques and shots from Texas Chainsaw Massacre they were using in this movie in X. And I was like, I was like, okay, well, you keep referencing another good movie, then I'm just gonna be thinking about that all the fucking time, right?
Yeah.
And I guess because Midsummer, I mean, I guess X didn't have. I guess it depends if it's fine for a movie to like reference other movies as long as that movie has enough going for itself, you know. For you in particular, you know, because if it doesn't, if a movie is kind of hollow, but it just constantly keeps referencing other shit, then it's like okay, well that's just gonna make me think about other better things. Which reminds me of there was a short film I saw and I really fucking did not like this short film. I saw it at a film festival. I don't know if you could find it online, but the film was basically just like a guy masturbating Guillermo del Toro, like really jerking him off and like sucking him off and going balls deep. That's what this short film was. Metaphorically, that's what was happening in the movie, right? But the movie was really about this kid.
Okay.
Yeah, metaphorically, what was happening like in the movie was that a guy was just like sucking off Guillermo del Toro, sucking his balls, just polishing them off, just fucking working the shaft. You know, that's what the was metaphorically happening in the movie. But the movie was about like a little kid who like sees a fucking I don't know monster, but then the monster turned out to be a friend, and that's basically the whole movie. And the movie was just filled with little like Easter eggs to Guillermo del Toro movies. And like in the end credits, you see a picture that the kid drew where he's like holding hands with like all the monsters from other Guillermo del Toro movies. And
okay.
And the movie was called Guillermo. That's what the fucking movie was called. And it fucking sucked. It was not good. It was just like God, all I could see was like the people who made the movie just fucking sucking off Guillermo del Toro, jerking him off, rubbing his balls, just fucking I fucking hated it. And I love Guillermo del Toro.
The movie because I was just imagining that.
It's distracting, right? I'm sorry, but that's what was going on in my head. It was just like, oh, these guys they're polishing his balls and everything. They're giving him the works.
They're stroking the shaft. Oh, right.
They're fucking.
This guy really wants to be he wants to be in the monster movie universe of Guillermo del Toro.
They're teasing the tip. They're stroking the shaft. They're polishing the balls. They're doing it all, right? They're giving the full treatment. But the movie was not good. And what was so funny is that the movie right after that one, the short film right after, was like that one felt like an actual Guillermo del Toro movie with like no references to Guillermo del Toro. You know, like it felt like, oh, this is the type of movie he would make, right? Yeah. Like this has that proper like kind of energy, right? And this other movie was just kind of like someone just trying to like get his attention by like, you know, like they were really just sucking him off. And that's it. And
tribute focused
versus the burnout student.
Yeah, like you can make movies that are like tributes to something, but if like all you're doing is just like, you know, working the shaft, sucking the balls, polishing the tip, then it's like yeah, thank you. It's just like I don't want to see that, you know. Well, I don't want to see that mentally, you know. Just show me just something that you thought was like good. Just show me something you thought was like, you know, you really like giving it all, right? And I'll say this, it had good production value. It looked really good. The sets looked really nice. Their creature effects looked really good. But it was just like too much like, you know, dick stroking for Guillermo del Toro, right? And this is coming from a guy who identifies a lot with Guillermo del Toro, you know, but I would never make a short film like this.
So this guy was kind of like the equivalent of a really good Dragon Ball fan artist, where it's like, okay, yeah, you got the Akira Toriyama style down packed. Mm-hmm. Draw something else, please.
Right, exactly. It would be like if someone made a flash animation of Goku fighting Akira Toriyama, and Akira Toriyama is stronger than Goku, and he's all like, "Whoa, you really are the strongest artist in the world, Akira Toriyama." That's like what it felt like. Jesus fucking Christ, that is very weird. All right, we're getting close to that.
I want to see Goku doing a PewDiePie style drawing training regimen.
Hey, it's Goku. Today we're playing Insomnia, The Dark Descent. That's what the movie's called, right? No, the game. What's Amnesia? Oh, yeah. Amnesia. Yeah, not Insomnia. That's
apparently he doesn't do games anymore. I was referring to.
He doesn't do anything.
Two recent videos where he taught himself to draw like a 12-year-old.
Right. It was funny that people were very like, oh man, if PewDiePie got this good in a couple of days, oh man, I'm like really falling behind. And it's all like, well, you probably have a 9 to 5 that guy doesn't have because he's a fucking billionaire, you know, off of fucking YouTube. So you're good. He has a shitload of free time.
You can use AIR if you want.
Yeah, no, yes, you're allowed to actually.
Job.
Yeah, it's okay.
When
they hang you for your crimes, just tell them PewDiePie.
PewDiePie said it was okay.
Guilty.
PewDiePie said it was fine. That I could do that. That was okay.
Your Honor, PewDiePie. 7 years dungeon. 7 billion years dungeon.
Guards, impregnate this man. Oh my god. All right. So any final topics you want to bring up before I start closing it down?
That's it. Now I don't have to make a video on my Let's Play channel about it. About toxic positivity.
Yeah, no,
I already talked about it here.
Yeah, now sometimes some ideas are like better just being like just like, just fucking getting on a podcast and just fucking like, just fucking shitting it out,
Yeah.
right? Just fucking pooping it out, right? Instead of like making a whole video dedicated to it, So yeah, I
Maybe
wouldn't
that's what
worry too
James
much.
Somerton needs to do. He needs to stop making apology videos and just get on our podcast.
He needs to be like, yeah, we should get James, want to get on the podcast? We'll talk. We'll discuss. We'll discuss everything. James just needs to go forward, just start being edgy and being like, that's right, I stole from all them faggots. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I'm James Somerson. I don't fucking care. That'd be fucking
I don't have
awesome.
to play by your rules. I'm Canadian, you fucks.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Canadians.
Fuck you, fucking shit fucks.
Canadians do talk like that. I can confirm.
True, yeah, I've been there. Nah, JK. All right. Well, with that being said, anything you want to promote, Spade?
Promote my Tumblr, which I'm starting to use now.
Mm-hmm.
Other side arts at tumblr.com, or however you say the URL.
Mm-hmm.
And my YouTube channel is called Jump and Shoot, or I do play video games sometimes.
He only plays games where people jump and shoot.
Oh, I did do that, and then I played a not jump and shoot game. Or then the trend was broken.
And then
you really mixing it up.
You lost half of your subscribers.
I think I played Pokemon, and then the theme was ruined. But I'm going back to that.
I know this says jump and shoot, but it's fucking.
My suggestion: you should play Fight Night.
I do have that. Fights. I have it, but I've said it before. It's hard a game to play because in order to stop playing, you have to. Because the way that game works is you have to go up the tower, and for each floor you make progress or whatever. If you want to stop playing, you have to go all the way back down to the hub area from the tower, and then you can save. So the longer you play, the longer it takes to stop, which is not cool of that developer. And I remember he got a criticism about that. He said there's some brilliant game design decision that went into that. I think that's bullshit. I just want to save and stop playing. I don't care.
Oh, it's like it's like a fucking soul-like.
No.
No, shut up.
Symphony of the Night.
No.
But on hard mode.
It's like a Metrovania.
It's like an NES game with no saves.
Yeah, true.
That's what it's like.
That was my favorite thing about NES games, is you couldn't fucking save it. Oh boy! All right. Okay, so yeah, there you go. Check out Spade stuff at Jump and Shoot. Julian, what do you got to say for yourself?
I would really appreciate it if you went to vqcd.in. It's where I keep all of my cool stuff. Please keep your opinions to yourself. I've been hearing a lot of unkind words about my website, vqcd.in.
Wow. Hey, let's
see, guys. This
slow
is why
down.
We need positive feelings only, no negativity. Okay.
Okay, you know what?
I
that's
am enforcing toxic positivity as it pertains to my website.
Toxic positivity laws are being enforced now. You can only say nice things about Julian's website. If you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Right? It's the golden rule.
Yeah, you have to wait for the requisite hate spiral approval.
Yeah.
That'll be announced officially.
Oh, we should. Oh boy. Geez. All right. Well, you
guys still do that thing where you cancel people at the end?
Nah, we kind of stopped. We were trying to think of a new bit, but it's been tough. Yeah, I mean, you canceled Ding Dong.
I didn't cancel Ding Dong. I just said he argued with me, and he was wrong.
He deserves to die for arguing with me. How dare he? Do you have the clip of Do you have the clip of Ding Dong doing that?
Looking for it. I was looking for it, but he doesn't like save his streams.
Okay, well, do you remember what day he did this stream?
It was like at the end of January.
Okay, if anyone
it was like a Dreamcast stream. He was playing like Power Stone or some shit.
if someone has a recording of the Ding Dong Dreamcast stream, DM me or DM Spade, and we'll try to see if we could clip it, and maybe Spade can put it on his channel or something.
Someone probably does.
Someone's gotta, right?
Archives of all kinds of streams. I'm like, how do you have that?
Yeah, someone gotta have it out there, right? You know, I think this is a crucial part of Spade's history. It needs to be preserved. Right. I have like every time I get mentioned in the stream, I clip it, or I have a whole playlist called every podcast I've ever been on, right? I even have like a couple podcasts that are unlisted. So my playlist is like the only way to watch it. Right. But yeah, and I'm
people only record like the really big ones, like where he's guest starring with Oni Plays or Corey or like basic stuff. There's nothing from like recently that I'm maybe some of these videos in like these playlists are like what do you call it, unlisted, or they're removed or whatever. So I don't think everyone's like going crazy with keeping them.
You're right. All right, I think I'm Cheesymanfredo. I'm working on by the end of March, we're gonna have our Diesel, the bizarre Diesel redraw zine. It's gonna be finished.
Yeah.
Yep. I finally cleared up a bunch of like commissions and a bunch of other shit I had to finish, and I'm finally working on my pages. And I think it's turning out pretty good. Actually, I'll post a preview of it right here. Where did I put it? Oh, duh. I put it in the folder that says Diesel. I'm a genius. But yeah, here's my page that I'm currently drawing. Yeah, this is supposed to be a splash. I can't talk. A splash page, right? And I'll post like the original of which pages I'm redrawing.
Ooh.
Right, yeah. And
so this is like a panel.
Yeah, yeah. So this is the original. This is the original splash
okay.
page. Yeah. So originally I was just gonna kind of just trace it and rechange the building, but then I thought like, oh, this is such a kind of a boring shot. It's kind of a basic shot. And
that's in the book.
Yeah, that's in
that
the.
Looks like a photo. What the hell?
I mean, if you look closer, you can see that it's like drawn.
The water looks like partially photo.
Yeah.
Photo.
I think the fountain water looks pretty photo collage-y.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I really switched the perspective. I referenced a scene from the manga with this more, so I don't know. Give it more energy because you can do whatever you want with this, or you were allowed to. There's someone in the zine who drew everyone as a horse, and I think it's gonna be a very interesting zine because all the art styles are so like they're all over the fucking place. And I think people are gonna have a lot of fun reading it. But yeah, that should be done by next month. I think. Okay, so I'm thinking about that maybe by the end of if I reach 10K on Twitter, I might have it that if you join my Patreon, you could see all the little like shit post comics for free first, right? Like, oh, I'll post them all like a week in advance there, right? Because I think that will incentivize more people to like check it out, and then by next month I will start doing the Bongo Luna comics like I fucking promised that I would, right? And also I have another comic that I wanted to do. It's not going to be too long, but I think this is going to be a little different. So I'm hoping people get excited for that. Right. All right, cool.
Hyped.
And with that, thank you for listening, everyone. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.